Today, not today. Anyway.
Oh, hi.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sure you have missed my face a little bit tough, I know. Here today to talk. We're here to talk. And if you have watched my other videos of me just sitting down talking to you guys, then you will already be able to relate. I'm not going to lie, I just did my makeup. I didn't really need to, but I was just feeling like doing like a really summery glowy look. Let me know down below if you want me to do like a tutorial on this summery glowy look that I always wear. Products have definitely switched around a bit, things have switched around, but that's not why we're here. Okay. It's freaking earring. Been on YouTube now from 2015. Is it 15? Yeah, I think I started YouTube either 2014 or 15. So I've been on YouTube now for about 5 years, which is crazy. Like what? 5 years? How did 5 years just pass like that? And if you don't know anything about me, or you're just new and you're just watching me, I'm Nigerian and I basically grew up in Nigeria. I'm 29 years old. I was 18 when I came to America. So I've been living in America now for about 10 years of my life, or 11. Yeah, I came in 2008. 12 years. I've been in America now for 12 years. However, I'm around Nigerian people. My husband is Nigerian, so this is actually like my regular accent when I'm like not on YouTube, which is why when I'm on my YouTube, I try to be like authentically myself, and authentically myself is just really Nigerian. Now, you might ask me, what does that have to do with this video and why are you telling me this information? Hold up, just chill. The reason why I'm telling you this information is because today we're going to be talking about honestly being a creative, and I'm going to talk from the perspective of being a Nigerian creative, but I'm pretty sure that this is something that most creatives could relate to. I have a video on this channel pretty much earlier on about being an African creative, and I decided that I wanted to talk more about that now in this atmosphere where I have way more of an audience than when I when I first started, when I had that video up. Way more of an audience. So I really want to touch on this again by telling a little bit of my story and tying it into what I'm trying to say to you guys. I think it would really help you guys, and if you have heard my story before, then hey, it's great to hear it again just to refresh your memory. Now, I would have considered myself to be a creative person since when I was younger. When I was younger, I always used to be really, really creative. I used to, and when I say creative, wait, let's do this a little bit by the book so that we can understand where everything is coming from and link things here and there, because this is something that I'm very passionate about. So when we talk about being a creative, this is the definition basically. It's relating to or involving the imagination or original ideas, especially in production of an artistic work. Now, we all know that art is very broad. Art is not just painting, drawing. Art is makeup, art is life, art is aesthetic. There's so many aspects to when we talk about art. I have always, in my own way, been an artist. I know that if I was going to really go deep into who I was from my core when I first was a child, it was a very creative, artistic person. And I also was one of those kids who, for some reason, because I grew up in Nigeria, which is why I was relating it back to growing up in Nigeria, when I grew up in Nigeria, there was this standard of living. And the standard of living was, yes, there was art class, science class, that kind of thing, but there was this whole notion that you being in science class was better in a way. And honestly, I'm just gonna put this right here. I actually was never really pressured to doing anything. I think that at the end of the day, I'm really just talking about this because I feel like another creative out there might be able to relate. But there was never pressure on me. It was never like you need to be a doctor, you need to be a lawyer. There was never that pressure. However, it was just maybe societal pressure. There was never a pressure like that from my parents. Now, I always, in my mind, loved children. And till today, I realized that, low-key, I just wanted to be a mom. And I've said this before. But I love children, and because I loved children so much, I wanted at some point to be a pediatrician. Obviously, as a child, it's very easy for you to just say you want to be something and not know the amount of work that actually goes into doing it, and not understand that this is something you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. So when I was in that process, I was in science class. So in Nigeria, when you're in like the SS level, so let me just explain the school system. So it's 7th grade, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, so from 7th, so I guess that's what you guys call middle school. From 7th grade to 7, 8, 9. 7th grade to 9th grade is JSS, junior secondary. From 10th grade to 12th grade is SS, so senior secondary. So I think it's high school, middle school, how you guys call it. But in high school, and so in senior secondary school, you are split into classes. So either art class, business class, or science class. And I was in science class, and I chose science class because, again, I wanted to be a pediatrician, not fully aware of what that was going to be for me. I've never been really somebody who does all that, like, goals. This is really what I wanted to be. Throughout this whole time, before I even decided I wanted to go into science class, I was always doing art in any way. Like, I remember randomly taking art classes. Along the way, I'm really enjoying it, really enjoying working with my hands. But again, nobody really tells you what you can do with art. All you think about is that people who, like, I always used to have this notion that people who are in art class, they didn't really know what they were doing. I didn't think that it was going to be a worthy career because nobody really made it seem like it was a worthy career. So obviously you're not going to want to be in art class, you know what I mean? Unless you understand exactly where you're going and you have a stronger passion for it. I don't know, it just didn't click for me. I knew that I liked drawing, I knew that I liked painting, but again, I didn't know where it was going to go, and nobody really even told me that there was places it could go anyway. So I just kind of like put it off to the side. Now I'm saying all this because I know that there's somebody out there that is young and you probably are trying to figure it out. Before I entered college, I still didn't figure it out. After almost 2 years of being a pre-med student, I finally realized that I was not going to be able to complete the whole course. Now, I'm just going to talk plainly here. At some point in my life, I really, truly thought that I was going to be a pediatrician. But there was so much more to go into it. I never really liked school. And I thought that was bad. I thought that was bad because of the way the society was. The society works in a way where people go to school, and there's people who like school. I never really liked school. I don't really understand why I never liked school, but it was not something that I said because I just thought this was normal. I'm going about my life. And I think it really dawned on me when I just couldn't get into like the pre-med program, and I wanted to study, but I was way more interested in doing things with my hands and having fun, and it just didn't seem like it was for me. But I struggled through it, and I struggled through it because, hey, this is the way of the world. This is the way, like, you know, our parents have told us, like, this is it. This is what it is. Get your degree, graduate. There's just a systematic approach to things. Now, granted, I went to 2 colleges. The first college I went to, I was a pre-med major, and I only went to that college for a year. The second college I went to, which was UMBC, University of Maryland, Baltimore County, I was a pre-med major again for like a semester. I failed chemistry, and that chemistry thing really got to me because I took it 3 times. And I knew it wasn't for me because I didn't really understand it, and even when I did, I struggled to get it. It was just so much for me. It was too much of a struggle for me to understand what was really going on. And I just used to fail because I felt like I didn't get it. Like, I would read and I used to feel very like weird reading about it. Just felt forced. It felt forced. Everything felt forced. And now that I'm even thinking back to that time of my life, I wonder why I just went through that. I wonder why I was struggling and forcing myself to do these things that I knew somewhere deep down inside my heart was not what I really liked to do. At community college, and I tried to take art classes. Now, that was really the turning point in my life. I think that is the point in my life where I started to realize that it's okay to be who you are. Sometimes as people, especially people who haven't discovered yourself yet, you're going to have these battles when you're trying to become your authentic self. And these battles are what is going to lead you to really discovering who you truly are and being able to know what your purpose is in this life. So when I took those art classes, I took 2 classes. I took ceramics and I took a drawing class. And in those 2 classes, it showed me truly what was inside of me. I remember in the drawing class, and I got an A. That was the first time in my whole college career that I had gotten a 4.0 clean GPA. 4.0 clean. Now, even when I did ace those 2 classes, the crazy part about it is I kept thinking to myself, this is easy. What do you mean? Like, who won't ace art classes? Like, you know what I mean? Art is the subject you put because it's easy. But what I didn't realize is that it's easy for me. It's not easy for everybody. It's easy for me. So that means that I am artistically inclined. It does not mean that somebody's not going to find this class hard because they cannot draw for their life. So that is when I started to realize that because you're good at something does not mean that other people are good at it. And being in that field and being in that drawing class, it was like a wild revelation. So there was actually this specific project that I was given, and it was a charcoal project, and I will never forget because it's literally the point in my life where I was like, wow. And I have never worked with charcoal before. Never. Like, I've never drawn with charcoal, never handled charcoal. But the teacher gave us an assignment to do a charcoal drawing. And it was a real life drawing of a candle and like a couple of things she had put there. And she was like, okay, you guys, draw it using charcoal. Out of all the people in the class, and I think it was like 8 people in the class, I think I had the best drawing. And everybody like literally gathered around, and even the teacher used my drawing as an example. Now, what is crazy about that story and why I'm telling you guys that, I've never handled charcoal in my life. Like, the teacher asked me, like, have you ever done charcoal? No, this is first time. And the first time, I was literally the best. And these are people who are also, some of them were artistically inclined, some of them have handled charcoal before, but mine was the best. And what was crazy is that I'm thinking to myself, how? These people have handled charcoal before. These people are more experienced than me. So why is it I had the best drawing? Because I am artistically inclined. That's something that I started learning as life goes on. And there are some people who you're artistically inclined, you have it inside of you, but you're battling it because you don't feel as though this is something that is worthy in society's eye. And I'm here to tell you, if you're watching, that it is worthy, because this is the gift God has given you. The gift God has given you is meant to be seen by other people. And even going back to it, like, every single part and facet of my life has led me back to a place where I've realized that everything about who I am is supposed to be seen by other people to help facilitate their own journeys. And that's why I feel like I'm so passionate about having a YouTube channel where I can talk to you guys and you guys can share my videos with other people and be able to actually touch people's lives that are creative, that feel that they can't do it, or that feel that this is not a worthy thing. It is. And especially in this our society today, who knew there would be bloggers and influencers? Who knew? Nobody. Nobody, even when YouTube was rising and people started getting YouTube channels, nobody knew it would be what it is right now, where people are actually making a living off of starting businesses, off of Instagram itself. It is crazy what you can do if you just believe in yourself. And just going back to that art class time, I also took a ceramics class, which I got an A in, but I loved ceramics. I remember I really loved making pots, and even till now, I keep telling Banji, like, this whole quarantine has made me feel like I really want a potter's wheel. Jeez, if I got a potter's wheel, I would literally do pottery every single day, because I don't know, I really liked it too. But going back to it and really staying grounded on what we're talking about, I want you guys to understand that it was a journey. And even after I did the art class, I ended up still working. I worked in, you know, I worked at a case management firm. I was a case manager for a second, and that was great. You know, no knowledge is wasted, but in a way I was cheating on myself, and I was betraying myself, and I was not really paying attention to what I actually wanted to do. And it was not until I was supposed to do a master's, because you know, everybody was like, oh, you should do a master's, you should try and do your master's, you know, for you to further in this psychology. That's when I knew that something is not right here. I'm not going to live my life doing this for the rest of my life when I know deep down inside of me somewhere this is not right. Like I did not feel like what I was doing was right for me at all. It did not even feel like, every single time I did it, it was just tedious, and I didn't feel like going to work, and I was unhappy. But I felt like that was the way of life you're supposed to live because everybody else is living like that. No, you're supposed to be happy in your life. You're supposed to love what you do. People and society have made it seem like you're not supposed to love what you do because you can't have both. You can't have money and love what you do, but you can if you just believe enough that you can get it. Now, going through this whole process, and not, you know, I didn't finish my master's program. I just did not feel like that was where I was supposed to be, and I was tired of hiding. And so finally I decided, okay, let me work at Mac. And you guys have heard this story. I've told you guys this story on my channel, but I'm just reiterating just to show you guys how creativity can be sometimes. And I was working at Mac, and I just kept thinking to myself, how am I going to get money? Because at this point I live by myself. How am I going to pay rent? It was really, really hard financially for me back then because of those times. But what started to happen was I felt happier. Even though there was financial strain, and even though I was scared of like things that could happen because I didn't have money, I was happy inside my heart and inside my soul. Waking up every morning and going to Mac was making me happy because I could expend my skills, and I could do things, and I learned things here and there. And that is what led me into finally becoming an influencer and just putting everything that I do online. And when I started being an influencer, I went really hard at some point because I knew this was time to just expend all my energy. Which is why you guys always ask me, like, how are you doing it with 2 kids and you're still on YouTube, you're doing this? This is what I love. Literally, this is what I worked so hard to get to. I worked so hard to get to a place where I could do what I wanted to do. I could talk how I wanted to talk. I could dress how I wanted to dress. And I could show you guys, and I could show people that, hey, if I can do it, if I can be an artist, if I can do these random things here and there, if I can do my nails, I can do my hair, I can show you how to do your hair, how to do your nails, how to do your makeup, then I feel more fulfilled because that's what I wanted to do. That's, in any way, working, being creative is what I love doing. And I will do it no matter how many kids I have, no matter what goes on in my life. I always will put creativity into it. Even if I wasn't on YouTube, even if I wasn't an influencer, a lot of people ask me, like, what would you have been doing if you weren't an influencer? Something creative. I'm not sure what it would have been, to be honest, but I know I would have been working in the creative industry because sometimes I even still see myself as an artist, somebody who can paint, somebody who can draw, and that might be something that I do later down the line in the future, because art and being an artist and being a creative is very fluid. Business idea, or you have that thing that you want to start, please start it, because you don't even know who needs your business. You don't even know who's out there just praying that you start something like that so that they can invest in you. Understand that every single time that you place a bet on yourself and you do things for yourself, it's always going to come out good. You're always going to be happier. Living a life that is happy and carefree and enriched, you're gonna go through struggles. I'm only here because I went through struggles. There's still struggles ahead that I'm gonna go through, that I'm gonna jump over as hurdles to keep going to the next level. Life and success is not just about being in one place. It's about understanding that that one place you're at to reach your goal, there's going to be things that happen. You might be broke. You might be disheartened. People might trample on you. People might say things about you. But guess what? When you get to that place, I'm telling you, based off of real experience, it is the most rewarding place you would ever be. Me waking up every morning doing what I like to do, gives me the greatest satisfaction I've ever experienced in my life. And I never used to be satisfied with the things I was doing. Now, when I look at what I'm doing, when I talk to you guys, and when I'm on YouTube, or I am the most myself and I'm the happiest at doing things, having fun, you know what I mean? Because again, we're not in this life just to do these things. We're in this life to have fun. I didn't start this YouTube channel thinking that one day I'm going to have 200k subscribers. I started this YouTube channel because I thought one day people are going to see my videos and it's going to help them. And I hope that as I've been doing this channel, it's helping you guys, you know, makeup wise, hair wise, everything. I want to help you guys. And now in this year and even this past couple of years, I found my voice on my channel and what I want to be doing for you guys. And I've always done this. It kind of started slowly trickling in, but now I'm just full on talking to you guys. What I've always wanted is to pour into you guys. That means I want you to not only have makeup skills, to not only have skills to do your nails or your hair or things like that, but for you to actually have real life skills, knowing that you're worth it, knowing that as a creative, as an artist, anything that you come out with is good enough and you can put it out there. Honestly, for you to get to a good place as creative, you have to keep working at things. You have to keep building things. There's going to be times you're down, there's going to be times you're up, but at the end of the day, it's worth it. It's always worth it because you will be happy. And you'll be happy not because necessarily you don't work for anybody else, because that's a great plus of being a creative, owning your own business, but you'll be happy because you know that you're actually doing something that you're fulfilled at. Don't let anybody tell you you can't be fulfilled at something that you believe you can be fulfilled at. What you believe you can do is what you will do. And all you need is that belief in yourself. Contrary to popular belief, a lot of people think that other people have to believe in you. No. You have to believe in yourself enough to go after that dream so fervently that by the time you get it, other people, you will be a testament to other people's testimony. You know what I mean? And that is really what I want for you guys. Goodness, I went deep. Parents, because I'm going to talk about that for a second here. I know that sometimes the things that we might want to do might go against what our parents want us to do. But I'm going to give you something very real. When you're older and you are no longer in your parents' house or you're moved out, you're going to be by yourself. And when you're by yourself, regret is going to kick in. And if you're doing things just because you feel like right now another person is happy with what you're doing and is satisfied with what you're doing, you're going to be unhappy when you get to a place in your life where you're alone and you will look back and regret that you didn't do something just because of another person. Let me tell you, parents are going to be upset. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, there's gonna come a time where you're gonna be successful. And truthfully, that's all they wanted. They just wanted you to be successful. They wanted you to be happy. But you have to sometimes take that little bit of courage to really go after your dreams to a point where they matter, but they don't matter so much that you will lose yourself through it. You know what I mean? And I'm just talking about that because I know I'm Nigerian and there's a lot of Nigerian parents out there, there's a lot of Nigerian people out there that are going through this whole struggle of trying to make my parents happy in comparison to trying to make myself happy. And please understand that yourself being happy is very, very important. And I keep stressing this out because you will not have anybody to blame in future when you don't do what you're supposed to do. Nobody is to blame. No, you can't even blame it on your parents, because at the end of the day, you could have done something about it. You could have stepped up to your dreams. You could have thought to yourself, you know what, instead of doing this, for temporary, they will be temporarily unhappy with you, but at least you would be happy. Understand that you're not a bad person if you go after the things you love. You're not. You're just doing the things that you feel like you're doing, and you're growing. You know, you're becoming an adult. And I'm just talking from a perspective like I'm talking to somebody who's in college, or I'm talking to somebody who is young and doesn't really know what's going on. It's okay. They're going to be unhappy, but if you have a good head on your shoulders, you have somewhere that you want to go, you have goals, go after those goals. Understand that it's not too small, even to start now, even today. If you start today in 2022, you're gonna be 2 years. It's gonna be 2 years that you start something. So just starting now is enough. Don't overthink it. Don't try and please other people. Don't think your friends are going to support you either, because at the end of the day, you are the only one who can really support yourself. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you rely on another person's support, when they withdraw that support, maybe they're going through something in their life or things are happening with them, what is going to happen is you're going to feel alone, and you're going to feel like, wow, where is the support? But you don't need it. You really just need to support yourself. You need to trust yourself. You need to start to channel all the emotions that you feel internally, so that way you can externally succeed. And I really truly believe that you guys can succeed. I truly believe that you're a successful person, and all you need to do is pay attention to yourself, what you feel. If you want, write it down. Write down what you actually truly like. It might be the first start of doing something different. Write down what you like. When you write down what you like, look at it. What could I do with the things I like in our society right now? Because the internet is a great resource. When I was a creative, I was more scared putting myself out there because there was nothing to put out there, and there was nothing to really, you didn't know what to show or how to show it. But now that the internet is here, take advantage of that. Build something based off of something that you feel like you can do and you can give to the community, because you won't regret it. I promise you. This is coming from somebody who loves what they do. Every day that I have to sit in front of the camera or create, I love doing it. Yeah, I don't want to talk you guys jeez. I don't want to talk you guys ear off. That's really all I have to say. Leave me some comments down below. What are you going through right now that I can help you with? What do you feel truly somewhere deep down inside your heart you're supposed to be doing? If you guys have enjoyed this video, stay tuned for my next video. And if you don't know, my schedule upload days are Tuesdays and Thursdays. I've been trying to really keep up with them. Honestly, even if I don't upload Tuesday, I'll upload Thursday. If I don't upload Thursday, I'll upload Tuesday. So sometimes it's like that. I have 2 kids now, and I'm going to be real with you guys. It has been very interesting trying to get a schedule while having 2 kids, which is why you guys can see a little bit of lapse. There was like a period of time where I was like super consistent, and now it's like a little lapse because I'm consistently learning how to manage 2 children while being a wife, while being a mom. It's quite a lot, but I try my best to still come on YouTube and still talk to you guys at least once a week. That's what I've been trying to do. I will see how that goes here and there. Still try to figure out my workflow also, because I'm no longer pregnant, so I'm more mobile and things like that. And this earring, back to my channel, share with anybody that you feel needs this. Send this to your creative friends. And I don't know what that face was. Bye guys.